this is the moment of truth. All right, so everybody listen up. Because here on Two Pros and a Cup of Joe, here's a game day tip. Order Pizza Hut before the QB shouts the first Hut. And if you're hungry, the big New Yorkers got those giant foldable slices, and right now it's just $10. The biggest pizza for the biggest games, only at Pizza Hut. And speaking of Pizza Hut, it's now time for the Hut Challenge Sweepstakes presented by Pizza Hut. Enter how many Huts you hear in this segment for your chance to win a $3,000 fan cave upgrade and a pizza every week for a year from Pizza Hut. All you have to do is listen for the word Hut in this very segment. Then go to foxsportsradio.com to register, see the rules, and provide your guess. If your guess is right and you guess how many Huts correctly, you will have the chance to win the $3,000 fan cave upgrade and a pizza every week for a year from Pizza Hut. The sweepstakes online is open now and will remain open through January 18. Again, go to foxsportsradio.com to answer how many Huts you hear us say and play in this segment from this point forward, beginning now. Hut!
Wait, hold on. It wasn't all the Huts you just said?
No.
No.
Just the Hut.
Yeah.
So it
now.
just started a moment ago. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Hut!
Yeah.
So that was the start right there?
Yeah.
Or was Lorena the
Well,
first one?
Did Lorena say
That's what I
it?
just want to make sure
Well,
we're clear.
she said Hut. I said Hut. I think somebody
Yep,
else yelled
yep.
Hut.
And then Q said Hut. But there's a whole bunch of Huts coming out with you saying who
These are
said
all
the
Huts.
These are all Huts.
I hope we have someone
Yeah.
counting the Huts.
Yeah, it's the people listening.
Q, we got to be able to tell them how many Huts have been said.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's part of the deal here, Jonas. We all have to know.
I'm counting
how
right
often
now.
someone said Hut.
What do you?
Hut!
It's a lot.
I can't just yell Hut with no regard?
That was two. Now, when you say Hut, isn't that two times?
That's
That
two
is,
times.
yes.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
But I didn't do like Hut. That'd be three.
See, that was like three.
Yeah.
That was three Huts. What if you quadrupled it?
I've never heard of a quadruple Hut.
Like how would
you know
it
what we
sound?
used to do with the double cadence? You know, you get up there like Blue 80, Blue 80, Hut. And you're really not trying to get like them to jump off sides. You're trying to get the defense to show what they're doing. And then you go into your next cadence. Or if you don't audible or check or whatever.
I sure did hate a hard count, boy. I tell you. Golly, a hard count was horrible.
Can I see if I can get you to jump on my hard count, LeVar?
Yeah,
Whoa, no.
What?
No, I swear.
Hey,
that was-
yo.
No. Yeah,
Pause. Super
fair
pause, bro.
that
Go
was
jump
not-
on his hard count.
All right.
That's like one of the biggest pauses I've ever heard in
No,
the history of
I
radio.
actually didn't mean it like that. Was
my gosh,
totally
Jones.
unintentional. But
I mean, where is your mind at? Oh, my God.
I think I'm going to take my Hut elsewhere.
You know what? I'm with you, Patty.
are you ready, Var?
What's Jonas doing? Yeah, go ahead.
Red 90. Red 90. Hot. 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 Hot.
Why does that sound like the type of quarterback that would just get
I would call
crushed?
timeout. I would call timeout because, I mean, somebody come get this guy, man.
Why does that sound kind of like Tom Brady kind of would say that?
No, that sounds nothing like Tom Brady.
Kinda.
Watching
Maybe to me.
watching the
no
old
way.
watching the old NFL films growing up, it was always the Joe Montana Black 59 Razor, Black
What you
59
trying to say?
Razor.
Why you always got to go there, Jonas?
Racist.
I didn't realize you were this bad, bro.
What are you talking about?
You're bad, man.
What, razors can't
Golly.
be? Oh, come on, man.
Why it got to be a black razor?
All right,
black
listen.
razor.
You know what word
What?
is non-racial at all?
What?
Hut.
Racist.
Come and creep
think
me
he's
in
right.
your teepee or your hut.
All right. So keep listening. You got the rest of this segment to keep counting. All right, everybody. Everybody, make sure you're
there's
keeping score.
$3,000 in an upgrade for your fan cave, man.
That's pretty badass.
And
by the
pizza
way.
for a year, once a week.
all the pizza.
I wish I qualified, honestly, and I really would be keeping count.
You can eat.
Since I ain't gonna
Thank
win.
you, Reverend.
Yeah.
By the way, I think the Reverend just shouted "hut."
What do you say we order a pizza?
All right.
They about to call me Pizzaroni on this right now. Pizzaroni Cowboy.
All right. So without
The Pizzaroni Cowboy.
all right, so without further ado, who's ready for an update on a wild story in the world of college football? By the way, congratulations to the Miami Hurricanes. They are on their way to the national championship at home. They'll be at Hard Rock, ready to take on the winner of Indiana and Ohio, or Indiana and Oregon. Why did I say Ohio
they
State?
will.
Christ.
Well, some people thought Ohio State would be
Usually, though.
But if anybody's wondering what's the latest on Damon Williams and Washington,
Yeah, is he out?
no, he's going back. He's a little change of
no.
heart. He took to social media and just said, after thoughtful reflection with my family, I'm excited to announce that I will continue my football journey at the University of Washington. I'm deeply grateful to my coaches, teammates, and everyone in the program for fostering an environment where I can thrive both as an athlete and as an individual. I am fully committed and focused on contributing to what we are building. Additionally, I apologize that the timing of these events coincided with the celebration here at the university. He also went on to say, I'm excited to reunite with my teammates and to lead the University of Washington to success in the 2026 season and beyond. Jed Fish also co-signed on this. And
What position?
Quarterback.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. So you're saying that he was supposed to be saying hut in Louisiana, but is deciding to say hut in Washington?
Yeah. Well, he also was potentially looking at saying hut in Oregon. Oregon was the other team potentially in the mix for his services. So. But
Whoa.
it would be hard because, you don't know if Dante Moore is going to leave or come back. By the way, this whole mess that's been created is a byproduct of the environment where, if a player wants to do something like this, there's no consequences. So, why not test that out?
Drive the pot up.
Sure, and he's being lured by none other than Lane Kiffin, who's done whatever he's wanted. He's doing the same thing. So it's not surprising that this somehow would be attached to Lane Kiffin and the manner in which he's conducted himself. And then maybe even enticing a player to say, yeah, you signed that? Okay, it doesn't matter. You could probably leave and have a legal case against it. And the tough part for Damon Williams and his family, and I've met the young man, he's a great kid. He really is. It hurts your representation with your agency. It hurts your representation with or your relationship with your coach. And it makes it makes you look bad. Like the first poor game he plays, you better believe even Washington fans will be like, yeah, this is the guy who didn't want to stay here for reportedly $4.5 million for next year.
You're not really one of us.
I mean, man, like the Nico stuff. Nico was hearing about it if he was playing poorly last year. Like the whole
Nico what?
The whole thing, like this whole conversation, and I know that people look at it and they talk about, well, they want to be professionals. This is part of being a professional. I can't imagine if I was their age, if somebody gave me the ability to do this and I had the ability to do it, how bad I would butcher it. Like, I can't even imagine. And I just think there's, this example, listen, he goes back, people are going to make the jokes. All of that's going to come along with it. But it's just, this is one of those situations to where maybe it's a learning moment for everybody. And they look at it and go, look, man, whatever advice you're getting, think it all the way through because you could be burning bridges that you're not even factoring in at this point.
That's hard to do, though. I mean, there's going to be so many people paying, or playing a part in what these young guys are doing. That's a hard one to do because you're the people you don't want to let down are the people closest to you, like your parents and stuff like that. And if a decision's being made that's going to impact your family, your brothers, your sisters, heck, for some cats, your extended family, it's just I think it's hard to put that type of pressure on what could be an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, 22-year-old. I mean, that might be the oldest. It could be a couple 23s here and there, a couple 24s here and there. But for the most part, these are younger guys, man. And this is the first time a lot of these guys, I would be interested to see, I don't know if there's been a study done, but what's the economic backgrounds of these kids? Because I know for certain my son has not been a part of conversations like this, not when he was getting recruited and not now. A lot of guys that are former guys, players that have sons, like even talking with Plexico from time to time about what's going on with Elijah and other guys that have, sons that are in college. This doesn't even come into the conversation. And it's because they don't need it's not needed and necessary for them to try to get through with the financial part of it. Like do a deal, learn business, but the football part of it is what's most important.
Don't you think a part of that, though, is that you guys have experience in this process? So you know the pitfalls, I gave you,
the answer is yes, but I would also say that I would assume that a kid that comes from a family that has resources is not trying to leverage college football this way. Like, to me, the biggest message I give to man is make sure you are building a lifelong sustainable relationship with your Penn State community. That's what's most important. That is the largest resource that you could tap into and have pay dividends to you during the course of your life. But it's hard to see that if you don't have anything. If you don't have anything and getting something at this moment, when knowing that going to the pros is not a given. If I can get money now because we need money, I find it hard to say kids need to think it through and think it all the way through. No, thinking it through is, if I can get more money out of a situation going here, or I can get more money by saying I'm testing this out, then why would they not do it? Even at the risk of the relationship with the university, with the coach, with the fan base. Why wouldn't you do it if the payout is getting more money? It's a hard question to answer, at least in my estimation.
I think, look, that's why you'd never begrudge any of these young men, and even young women for that matter, who are in the position to try to get what they can while they can. You never know when the sports are going to end. You never know when your career is going to end. And, it's interesting in this era, like, there's so much control by the student athlete. And I think, looking back on it, like, you get drafted where you get drafted. You don't get the pick. You hope you can make it to free agency where you have the opportunity to pick and things ever, get to that point. And if not, things either didn't work out, they worked out so well that you got a huge second contract. So, this is that one opportunity where if you play it by the rules that have been made, you can really capitalize and make a ton of money. I mean, you're talking about $4.5 million. Brendan Sorsby reportedly is getting $5 million at Texas Tech. And people who want to, say whatever they want, it's like, you do it too. And I don't know if you should hold it against them for it, because they've got the opportunity to do it. And look, is it best for their long term? Who knows? But all I know is it's a lot of money to be able to then go continue to do the thing that you love to do, whether it's staying at UW or going to another school. So I just, I think there's definitely some players and parents in tough situations that have to make tough decisions and deal with maybe even some public backlash. But it does come off as hypocritical, to me at least, because so many times people would do the same exact thing if they're in their shoes. Hut.
I don't know, man. I think that, like, not everybody comes from a place of privilege. Like, some people live in mansions, some people might live in a hut somewhere. I just think that, you've got to factor all
literally,
that
in a hut.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So I think you got to factor all that in. Different strokes for different folks, man. But he's back, and he's back at UW, so good for him. It's a good.
I mean,
good
what would
story.
you have done, Jonas, if you were in college right now? take your background and your high school, and Q, think about it, because I'd like for you to answer it too. What would you have done? What if you're in the situation that this young man is in, and he's a sought after asset, and we're in this NIL era? What would you do? What would your decision be? How would you handle it?
The money would be too enticing to pass up. But I also recognize that could mean some very bad choices. Like, listen, man, I was a busboy at TGI Fridays, and I did stupid things with my money. And that was busboy money. Like, I can't imagine somebody giving me $4 million and I'm a celebrity on top of that, and I'm really good at what this is, and I'm really, man, I can't. That's why I don't begrudge or criticize anybody who makes a mistake or a decision at that age, because like, you're going through all of this in the public eye with all of that money, and then people are expecting you to handle it the right way. Like, I'd probably screw up too. Like, I would make mistakes too. I just would hope that there would be somebody, and that's where I say, guys like, Brady, LeVar, Plex, like, you guys went through all this. So you're going to be able to explain, hey, this is a good idea, this is not a good idea, this is what could happen here. Most of these kids coming up, they don't have anybody who's been through this before. They don't have anybody to lean on to go through, the pitfalls of certain things like that. So they're just kind of going into it blind. They see a big check and they go, oh, I'll take this, and wait, I'll take this. And then they find out after the fact, no, there's ramifications to all this. So I just think it's a muddy game, and it's getting muddier as the longer this goes on. And
what would you do, Q?
The latest.
Well, I mean, I went to a school that was ultimately like where I'd wanted to go. It wasn't like I didn't get that opportunity. So, and knowing just behind the scenes, like, I don't know that I ever would have left. Like, I'm sure they would have financially been able to compensate me for that. So, as much as I would have liked to think that we would have, been able to leverage some of the success there, I also feel like I would have been perfectly secure, happy, fine with what they have going on there. So it's kind of a unique scenario, because for some of these guys too, like, you look at a Brendan Sorsby, he's leaving Cincinnati to go to Texas Tech. Texas Tech won the Big 12. He was playing for a team in the Big 12. And I think he views it too as an opportunity, not just to help him in the short term, but also the long term, because he's going to be on a team that can maybe win the conference championship and then get a bye and then go into the playoff. He probably doesn't feel like Cincinnati's there. So he's getting a bump not only in pay, but also in the chance to look even better for those NFL talent evaluators when he does decide to leave. And at that point, hopefully that then, converts to a bigger contract in the NFL or a better draft pick or slot. So I think it's different for a lot of these guys that they're making their way up into this, right? Trinidad Chambliss is an incredible story of a D2 guy who, became now a quarterback leading a team playing for a chance to, go in the national championship in the semifinal game. They didn't make it, but I mean, think about how different his perspective is coming from Ferris State to Oxford, Mississippi, and they're going on the run that they went on this year.
Hey, by the way, sidebar, did y'all pick up on how they started going back? They were like, oh, him and his mom and da-da-da. And then they were like, wait, hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. Then all of a sudden, the rest of the game, they just kept panning back to the mom, panning back to the mom, panning back to the mom. And then you realized, oh, is that his sister?
Girlfriend.
Is it his girlfriend? I was getting there. The 100%. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Lorena, why don't you hut out?
She must have known it. She must have known.
That was pretty good.
Because she started like really playing into the camera after the 15th time the camera panned over to his mom.
Oh yeah, somebody had to text her. And it
went from a single shot of the mom to a wide shot of both of them every single time. It was kind of funny. So y'all did catch that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I know you caught it, too.
I didn't know if I was the only one. Then I was looking at Man. I was like, man, you got to get you a good-looking girlfriend. I said, you got a good-looking mom. Your dad did his part. You got to get a good-looking mom. You got a good-looking mom. You got to get a good-looking girlfriend. What? I said, so your mom and the girlfriend get some camera time. He started laughing. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
That's the move.
Yeah.
That's the move.
If you could say hut like that, though, you generally have, like, the opportunity. Somebody that thinks you're cute, you're cool, you're
Tell
cute.
me about it, man.
You're funny, Brady ain't as funny as people think he is, but, he's
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, because he's a quarterback. He says hut, he gets under the center, you get the girl, That's how it works. Linebackers, y'all saying land man. Yeah, hey, you're the linebacker. You sit this one out. That right there. That's for a quarterback. Like that was the line in the show. You know what I mean? So, we understand it. They're the most important. When you say hut, you get the money.
Hut. And when
you get the bag.
And when they wrap shooting, they yell cut, and then next thing you know, they're off to the next scene.
How about it?
By the way, be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel for the show. Just search 2 Pros FSR on YouTube. Again, that's 2 Pros FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there. Hit the thumbs up icon and comment away. Let us know who on the show you agree with, who you think is completely wrong. But check out our new channel on YouTube. Again, just search 2 Pros FSR and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Make sure you get that done. All right, so it is 2 Pros and a Cup of Joe here on Fox Sports Radio. LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you here. It is a Football Friday here on the show. You know that.
It is.
But it's also time, with the wild card weekend coming up, for us to call our shots. It's a new season. It's time for us to make sure that we get you locked and loaded for the wild card weekend in the NFL, because we are going to spread them. It's our picks against the spread. And it's yours right here on FSR.
Spread them in the hut.